Hi, welcome to my channel. This is a video about manifesting, and this is a request from somebody. Manifesting a specific person when you've been trying to manifest a specific person for a long time. Whether you've been trying, as in outwardly doing some action or inwardly doing some action, so trying to manifest on the inside, or whether you've been kind of holding on to the hope of it. It's pretty much the same thing if it's holding you in the same state. So you can be holding on to the hope of something in a kind of a negative expectation kind of way. So maybe you pick up your phone and you pretty much know there's not going to be a message from them, but you're living in a little bit of hope and you're kind of thinking, will there be? And you're tinged with a little bit of disappointment when there's nothing there. So this is a video for you if that is you. Whether you've been to my channel before or not, let's just make it clear what this is going to be about. This is an empowering video. This is not a video where you are kind of internally begging somebody to come back to you or anything like that. We're looking at wiping the slate clean and starting afresh, but bearing in mind all of the things that are going on internally with you. So your subconscious beliefs that you go deep and you find are there, or your obvious beliefs that are that you think with your head, so the ruminating stuff that you do about the situation or about the fact that they are not with you at the moment, and how are you taking, like, what happened in the relationship. So I want to clear up the beginning bit first. So maybe you weren't in a full-on relationship, maybe you were in a bit of a relationship, maybe the relationship never got going. Can we just go through a few things first, like this? Were you ghosted? Were you blocked? Were you treated badly? If any of those things are true, then you need to feel those things. You need to properly feel them and not try and sweep them under the carpet. Because often what happens is, with manifesting a specific person that has let us down in some way, treated us badly, made us feel a bit rubbish about ourselves, is we don't realise, but the reason we want them back is to feel validated, to feel okay, so that we can say, oh, okay, they did that, but it doesn't matter now because now they're in love with me, now they feel this, so I can wipe all of that away. It doesn't mean anything now because they're back and they've told me everything that I want to hear, so I feel good. Now, that is you looking for external validation, and that is never going to help you in life. It won't help you in your relationship, romantic relationship, and it won't help you in any kind of relationship in life. So if you start doing these exercises and realize that is the case, then have a really good think about whether you really want this person in your life again, because they are going to enhance your life. Are they going to enhance your life? Do you believe that they will enhance your life? It's really key to get all this stuff out there. If somebody has ghosted you, that is not your fault. Do not say to yourself, well, everyone is me pushed out, so I did that. You didn't do that. What you probably did with your fears and your insecurities, I'm not saying this in all cases, but most possibly, and that's why you're here, is you push them away, but you did not make them ghost you. There are different types of people in this world, I believe, because I do believe that everybody has free will. I'm not in like, get somebody to conform and all that. I hate that stuff because it feels like bloody hard work for a start, and also it just doesn't feel natural. I'm not saying you can't get somebody to do that, but I just don't, personally, I don't like the word. I may not be for you, so you may not want to listen to me after this. But that's not to say that I don't believe that you can manifest people into your life, that you can create a version of your reality where they are in it and they are that person that you've always wanted them to be. But you have to be coming at it from the right perspective. You have to be coming at it from a point of empowerment. And if you are just looking to manifest this person, regardless of what they've done to you, regardless of how they treated you, you'll just get more of the same. I can promise you that, you will. Because that exact version is going to come back into your life and do it all over again. And that's not what you want. So you have not made somebody ghost you. You have created that reality where they pull away from you, but they could have equally said to you, I don't want to be with you at the moment. I'm not that into it. I'm really sorry. I really like you, but I don't feel the same way that you feel. There's so many things that somebody can say to you and then pull away and just be honest with you. And some people don't. Now, what do I think about that? Do I think that that's because you believe them to be that way? Not necessarily, because sometimes something can happen with a person and you barely know them, so you don't really know all that about their characters. You haven't really built up that feeling. That's more about what's going on within you. But the fact that they've pulled away and they've ghosted you or they've blocked you says something about them, but it doesn't say anything about you. It does not say anything about you. This is not your fault. If somebody's done that to you, it's on them. It's not on you. So don't take it as on you. The main reason for that is it won't help you. It won't help you manifest if you take all that blame on yourself, because you start to feel like a victim to yourself, like to your own feelings, and you really don't want that going on. So you have to look at this from an outside point of view. If I was a third person looking into this, so you are the third person looking into your situation, what would I think about it? What would I think about looking at seeing somebody being perfectly, thinking they're getting on well with this person, then this other person just doesn't answer them again? What would I think? What would be my opinion of that situation in that case? Because it gives you a better viewpoint of it. So to look at it from another person's point of view. So you look at that and you feel, and you really feel the fact that you were ghosted. Really feel it. Don't try it and sweep it under the carpet. Feel it. Feel it, feel it. And this is the way of getting over this, of feeling better about it, it not seeming so significant, and you may be having a different feeling around it in order to manifest them from a new point. But you have to know that you're actually okay with the fact that they ghosted you. You're okay with the fact that they blocked you. That is quite difficult for us as human beings to do, to be okay with that and go, I just wipe that slate clean, I'm going to give them another chance. Now, let's look at this from one particular angle here. You're just giving them one more chance. That's all you're doing here. I'm giving them one more chance. You're not going to give them chance after chance after chance. If this doesn't work out this time, you can say, well, it's all me. Everyone is me pushed out. It's all my fault. Don't do that. Don't waste your life on somebody that you have this mismatch with. So yes, you have this great chemistry with, but something else is going on there and you can't quite explain it, but they keep pulling away. Don't keep going back to somebody like that. Whatever you think you can do with manifestation, and you can, but don't waste your time doing it. Move on to the next person, a better person, somebody that is more in alignment with you, and somebody that you gel with in every respect more than this person. So you're looking at this from, this is your last chance, mate. Your last chance, mate, female, male, doesn't matter. Everyone's a mate. Okay, so it's their last chance. So you're looking at, so you have to wipe the slate clean to start with. You have to go, all that stuff I've done before, gone, done, dusted. The feelings I've had before, I'm going to deal with them. I'm going to really feel them, because I don't think I've done that so far, because that is really going to help you be able to start from a fresh slate. So you feel those painful feelings of being ghosted, of being blocked, really feel it. Now you may come to the end of that. So let's say you do this for a week. So you do it twice a day for a week. Your feelings will have shifted. They could have shifted in two ways. One, they shift and you think, well, F you, no, I don't want this. That's cool too. Don't worry about feeling that. Why would you not want to feel that? Or secondly, you think, okay, I can kind of see how that happened back then. You'll start to feel differently. You won't feel so distressed about it. You won't feel so upset about it. You won't feel so hurt about it. You just won't. You won't know why particularly, but all it is your subconscious is processing it, your mind is processing it, your whole system is processing something that you haven't processed properly so far. So you're processing it with an aim to have a look at them coming back into your life after this point, but maybe not. So you have to have an open mind. I might get to the end of this period and do this for a week and feel that I don't want them back. That's awesome too. Or I might think that I do, but they only get one more shot. They only get one more chance with me. And if they blow it, if nothing happens, so if they don't, so blowing it is then not coming back to you. So you don't want to get stuck in this cycle anymore after this. So it's that, or it's coming back to you and just not being that person that you want them to be and treating you just as badly, or they start becoming distant again. Any of that stuff, that's their last chance. Don't get stuck in the specific person manifestation cycle, because it is, I don't know, toxic is a little bit of a strong word, but it is negative. It is negative because what happens is you feel less than. When somebody lets you down again, you feel less than. So you feel that you have to work to prove to them that you are worthy. But don't ever feel that you have to prove to anyone that you are worthy. You are worth it anyway. You do not have to prove you're worthy. You don't have to beg somebody internally to be with you. If that person at the moment doesn't want to be with you, it will be a lot dependent on what's going on inside of you, but so be it. You will move on to bigger and better and more exciting things, because they're all out there, I promise you. If you get hung up on this one person, you're hung up on them, not really so much that you just want to be with that person. It's because it's a validation thing. Really be honest with yourself and ask your intuition, is it a validation thing? I'm not saying that you shouldn't manifest them back if it's a validation thing. If that's fine, if you can do that from a point of relaxation and a point of calm and a point of better, then by all means do it. There's no judgment here on why you do something. It's up to you what you want to do. But you can't do it with all the same thoughts and feelings that you've been having where they haven't come into your life. Because they haven't come into your life because energetically you're not dealing with those feelings that are going on inside of you. You haven't dealt with them. So what they're doing is they have all the power that they have right at the beginning of when it happened. They have all that same power because you haven't dealt with them. And they're just there. Imagine a potion, a witch's potion. It's bubbling and boiling and you've chucked all the right ingredients in for this crappy outcome. And it's just bubbling away there and you're letting it bubble away. You're not doing anything. You're not putting in the ingredient that neutralizes this horrible potion, this toxic potion, this negative potion. You're not doing anything to do that. You're just leaving it be. So you're letting it do its magic, and it keeps doing its magic, and it keeps doing its magic because you're not doing anything to step in there. You need to step in there, and you step in there by dealing and processing those feelings, giving yourself that time to properly process those feelings. If that feeling of worthlessness because you've been ghosted or blocked, you can put together with a feeling that you've kind of always had about yourself or something that goes way back into the past, childhood, bring them together. So bring those feelings together. As long as they're not too painful, don't like really get yourself distressed over this. If it's something really awful that's happened to you back in the past, I'm not saying bring that in because that is probably something you need to do with a therapist. This is more, let's say, when you were younger, you were made to feel a bit worthless by your parents, for example, or you weren't ever validated by your parents. You were never made to feel proud of your achievements by teachers, or maybe friends ditched you in favour of other friends, that kind of thing. I'm talking about that kind of thing here. Bring that in with it, feel it all, because you can feel it separately or you can bring it in as one whole feeling, because that's what it is really. It's one thing that's kind of amplified another thing, but you can do it separately. It might be easier. Yeah, let's do it separately. It might be easier to do it separately, but those things dealt with and those things processed are always going to be different than they were before you started, and they will lose some of their power. At first they may not, and at first it might feel like too horrible. So just ditch it if it feels too horrible. Go back to it the next day, have another go. Feeling it and processing it. So what I'm talking about here is what I've talked about in my letting go videos. You're feeling the feeling so that it starts losing some of its power. You start getting bored of it, and you know you're getting bored of it because you're distracted and you think about something else. And in that moment you think, okay, I've done my job for today, drop it, I'll go back to it a bit later on, or I'll go back to it tomorrow and I'll do it again. That's all you're doing here, processing an emotion in order to change that emotion. It will change. It will change to some degree. There will be something different about it, whether it's a lot different or a little bit different. It will be a little bit different. It can't be the same. It just can't be, because you're doing something with it. So you start with the intention of, I want to process these feelings. I want to feel better. I want to feel a little bit better than I did to start with. So in a week, I want to feel, let's just go 20% better to start with, because that seems really doable. And you process those feelings and see how you feel at the end of the week. Do you still want that person back? Do you? Or are you wavering? Or are you seeing them in a slightly different light? So you're seeing them where you saw them as a god before, now you're not. They've come down a couple of levels. So that's good. You're seeing them more as a human being. So they're no longer a superhero. They're just, like I've said before, they're no longer Superman. They're now Clark Kent. And that's what you want to be doing this from. And then when you do decide that you do still actually want them and you've processed that stuff, it's so important to process that stuff. Please take the time. If you've been manifesting for such a long time or living in the hope of somebody for such a long time, and what's a few weeks to process this stuff, feel different, see where you are from that point, because then you are manifesting from a whole new point. And then I would suggest that if you're going to do any manifesting at all, that you set the intention and you know that you want that, and anything contrary to that, you've spoken to yourself and said, yeah, there's a bit of contrary stuff in there, but I'm trying to deal with that. I'm working on dealing with that. In any case, I want it more than I'm concerned about that. That's a really good point, because that's a good instruction for your subconscious. It understands then, and it will take on any instruction that you give it. You start from that point, and then you give yourself 2 weeks to do whatever it is that you like to do to manifest. So if you like affirmations, use affirmations. If you like visualizing, use visuals. I would suggest with a visual you keep it really short, 2 minutes, no more, because then you have a real clarity of intention in with that visual, and also the energy is very, very pure, and it's like, this is what I want. The signal's easy to read. I'm not messing it up with anything. I'm not going on a rambling visual that starts losing its particular energy. You do that for 2 weeks, and then you draw a line under it and you say, that's it. I am not wasting any more of my time on this now. I'm going to see what else is out there. What else can I manifest, or what else can I create? What else do I enjoy about life? What else can I amplify and make better? Look at other things in life, and then you're very highly distracted, and that's when something happens. But don't give them too much importance. That's the key here. Even if you don't think you're making them really important, and you can see all their flaws, and maybe you can, you are making them too important, because you're looking at lots of videos about getting back with them, you're reading stuff, and you're reading stuff about law of attraction or law of assumption, but in mind, all you're thinking about is getting back with them. That is you giving too much importance to somebody. No one's worth that. No one's worth that apart from you. Give yourself that much importance. Yeah, absolutely, but nobody else is worth that. I hope this was useful, because you can do it. You absolutely can do it. But the key is to deal with all of that surrounding stuff. Deal with how you really feel. Be honest with yourself, and then you're manifesting from a new reference point. So not the same old, same old. That's what it's all about. It's all about changing something in order to change something. Change something internally to change something externally. Right, well, I really hope this was useful. As you guys know, I don't do loads about a specific person. Sometimes I do mention people, manifesting people in my other videos, but I try not to do too many videos about manifesting a specific person, because I know how it gets you when you get hung up on it, and it's just that one person, and you're missing out on stuff by doing that. You absolutely are. And no one person is worth that, especially if they've treated you badly. But again, there's no point ruminating on that. If you want someone back, don't ruminate on what they've done to you, because you're just recreating that energy. So for your subconscious, you're recreating it as if it's now, as if it's real, right in the moment. So there's no point in doing that whatsoever. Catch yourself doing that, just stop yourself, because it won't help you in any sense. It won't help you with getting over a person. It won't help you with manifesting a person. It won't help your mental health. So in either case, try and pull yourself back every time you notice yourself doing that. Okay, thanks for watching. That's it. Oh, I didn't mention I'm an author, and I am a coach. I'm a life coach, a mindset coach, and a manifesting coach. So I can deal with those things separately, or we can put them all together. It just depends. It's completely bespoke and completely up to what you feel you will get the most out of. Okay, thank you so much for watching.